Titans. This is CSUF News. I'm Tyra Majors.
And I'm Emma Perla. Thank you for joining us today. We begin our show by introducing the Titan Rover team. Alyssa Ruiz reports on their recent endeavors.
With only 1 month left to build a literal robot, the Cal State Fullerton Titan Rover team is scrambling to finish in time for the University Rover Challenge competition. President of the club, Eric Holgerson, has been busy guiding his team to a hopeful victory.
As the president, like anything that doesn't get done on the project falls down to me. And so I'm always picking up the scraps. The last 2 weeks have been crazy. Probably in 2 weeks, probably put in like 80, 90 hours of work, like individually.
Once a year, the University Rover Challenge takes place in Hanksville, Utah, where different universities get together and race Mars rovers they each design and build from scratch.
The best part is meeting the teams from all over the world, because we spend our whole year in this room working on our project, and teams from all over the world do the same thing. And after the competition's over, you get to hang out with all the other teams and hear their stories from their country and about their projects.
It's no secret that building a Mars rover is anything but easy, but with the use of some rocket science, the team has managed to make it happen.
The Rover project takes almost exactly a year. Pretty much the day we get back from competition, we're already starting to design next year's, all the way up through the competition.
The winning university will receive a cash prize as well as the opportunity to present at the annual International Mars Society Convention in Irvine.
I'm very proud of what it's become. It's even surprised me at parts, like it's climbed up walls with the wheels, and I'm definitely proud of what it is right now and looking forward to see the final rover.
As the team continues to reach for the stars, I wish them luck on their journey to Mars. At Cal State Fullerton, I'm Alyssa Ruiz reporting for CSUF News.
Thank you, Alyssa. We can't wait to see where the Titan Rover team takes CSUF.
We now go to reporter Miri Sonata to tell us how international students at Cal State Fullerton feel about the Trump travel ban.
President Donald Trump signed the new executive order on March 6 that bans immigration from 6 Muslim countries, dropping Iraq from its previous list.
Under his administration, international students at Cal State Fullerton are concerned about their uncertain future.
According to International Programs and Global Engagement, Fullerton has almost 3,000 international students, including about 200 of those students from trouble ban countries. One of the international students from Iran came to Fullerton for education, but now she's facing travel ban issue.
The thing that I will not see my mom and my dad again was hurting me so much. My family were so worried because they are not here with me. They are back in Iran, so they were like worried, and they called me and stuff.
Darren Terrence, an international student from Indonesia, came to America for its racial equality. Even though he is not from trouble ban countries, he feels frustrated.
Indonesia is not under like one of the 7 countries that is highlighted. But then if something happens, then what can I do? I cannot do anything much.
International Student Services Office stands ready to assist.
The good thing is that for our students, our International Services Office is here all the time, regardless of what's going on the national political scene. And so we answer whatever questions and concerns they might have.
Cal State Fullerton is keeping its eyes on future cases under Trump's immigration policy to ensure the university can openly provide education to all of the international students. This is Miri Sonata reporting for CSUF News.
Thank you, Miri, for that informative report.
Next, we go to Cassandra Harn with the story on pedestrian safety on the crosswalks here at CSUF.
CSUF has 40,000 enrolled students and only 2,000 of those live on campus. Limited housing and parking means many students choose to live in surrounding areas or park off campus and walk to class. According to the National Highway Traffic Association, 4,700 pedestrians were killed in traffic accidents in 2014. That's an average of 2 pedestrians an hour. CSUF PD Officer Corporal Jesse Blampede discussed with me the issues pedestrians and bikers face on the road. Tips from Corporal Blampede include not falling victim to the myth that pedestrians always have the right of way, waiting for the crossing sign to appear, and simply maintaining awareness.
I feel vulnerable because it's just me without a metal box around me. When I cross streets, I always try to make sure I make eye contact with people. Otherwise, you don't know if they see you or not. And people always tend to cross over the crosswalk line too, and that makes me feel uneasy because all they have to do is take their foot off the brake and you can get hit just like that.
ABC News recently reported that 11 pedestrians were killed in the San Fernando Valley this year. That's a 450% increase compared to this time last year. Pedestrian deaths increased 10% from 2015 to 2016. Between January and June of last year, nearly 2,400 pedestrians were killed in traffic accidents. There have already been 4 deaths in Orange County this year alone. The National Traffic Highway Association predicts pedestrian deaths to increase another 10% this year. Pedestrian safety begins and ends with awareness, and only awareness can make that number go down. Cassandra Hearn with CSUF News.
Thank you, Cassandra, for warning us all at CSUF of the not-so-safe drivers on the road.
Next, we have a story on students exercising their free speech rights. Our next reporter, Sochi Lagunas, will take us into this one.
College students and staff have the right to free speech, but to what extent? LA Times reported mid-February a student at Orange Coast College was close to a semester suspension after posting footage of his professor's anti-Trump speech on Facebook. Student claimed to have posted the video because he was concerned his support for Trump would cost him a failing grade. CSUF student shares his view on free speech.
I believe that students should have that right because it will create a dialogue in which we hear two sides.
Professor Olga Perez no longer felt safe after home address and phone number were released on the web. She decided to leave the state for the remaining semester. Everyone has the right to free speech, but it's important to know the limits and consequences it can develop. Media law professor fellow talks about the First Amendment.
You have to pay the consequences. If you defame someone, let's say they're not a public figure, and you destroy their position, who they are, then you have to pay the consequences. And so we have all these freedoms, but we have to make sure that we don't violate some of the concerns dealing with those freedoms, that we don't go beyond what we're supposed to do and harm someone or harm society.
Reporting from Cal State Fullerton, this is Sochi Lagunas from CSUF News.
Thank you, Sochi, for that riveting story.
Coming up next, we have Terry Gaines in studio to tell us more about the Student Center relocation. Stay tuned.
Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back to CSUF News. For our last story, we have Terry Gaines here in the studio to talk about Campus Resource Center relocation.
Thank you for joining us, Terry. How you been?
I've been doing well. Thank you for having me in today. Earlier this week, our reporter, Tyra Majors, interviewed faculty on campus to find out why student resource centers are relocating and how students feel about the change. Let's take a look.
The diversity initiatives and resource centers will be moving to a new location in the upcoming year, with the goal of cross-cultural collaboration and discovering intersectionalities. The African American, Chicano-Chicana, LGBTQ, Asian American, and Titan Dreamers resource centers will be moving to a shared location in the library. A space committee of key stakeholders, students, alumni, faculty, and staff will host town hall meetings for students who are connected to the centers to voice their input on shaping the future for their resource centers.
They're centrally located in the space, that they will all be together, and that students feel comfortable expressing their identity. We have a lot of students who might identify as Latino and African American. Right now, you almost kind of have to make a conscious choice of which of those identities you want to participate in or that you want to hang out with.
This currently restricted area, due to construction, is where the new resource centers will be located. The new space will afford each center new walls, carpet, furniture, decor, whatever the students want to see for their resource centers. This reflects CSUF's commitment to identity-based centers and the students who access them.
Students to have input on these spaces is incredibly important because without the students, the spaces are pretty much null and void.
The LGBTQ Resource Center is the smallest. Student Ben Espejo shared with me what he wants to see change.
At the moment, our center is small, and I feel like there's not enough programming centered around us that we aren't putting on ourselves. So I'd like to see more collaborations with departments and other resources on campus to kind of serve our students' needs.
Students are not aware that these resource centers exist. The new location will be a place for new students to commingle as well as love their own spaces. I'm Tyra Majors with CSUF News. And that's all we have for today, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to CSUF News. I'm Tyra Majors.
And I'm Emma Perla. Until next time, Titans.